listening to First in Line, your all access pass to fan culture. I'm Liv,
I'm Elham.
and this is like one of our first mini episodes that we've done because we just watched 2.5 hours of Bravo TV, and we
Yep.
need to talk about
Yes.
it.
The Summer House in the City, Watch What Happens Live event of the year. Like, literally.
The the finale was just something else. I mean, I think that there were some solid points in the finale that like kind of weaved the web of
Hmm.
what is going on right now. But it was honestly really sad to watch, and I think that's been like a theme of the season since we found out about West and Amanda being together is there's something about watching Summer House with this cast now looking back that's just kind of sad.
Yes. It's so just like Summer House is this like guilty pleasure escape, like fun show. There's drama, but it's never like high level stakes where like people don't talk. Like people can't coexist. And Amanda and Wes did something that has now literally just tainted every scene that's happened. Like there was this heartfelt, it's our last party of the year. And it always is like the last party of the year is always so like emo. They're wrapping up storylines. And you just see how much Sierra and like Mia, but Sierra specifically, like pours into Amanda. And even at the end, they have like a sweet moment where they're both just hugging and crying really bad. You want to shake Amanda and be like, why did you do this to like literally your only friend?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just so sad. Like everything about it, even like Kyle and Amanda, like not talking at all during the whole
Mhm.
party or after or whatever, and just feeling like, obviously, we know that regardless of the Amanda West of it all, like we know right now at this point, like they were already, we
Not
know they're
together.
getting divorced. Like we know they're not together. But like it's just I like that those are the things that make me think you were emotionally checked out way before you probably told yourself, and obviously before you told Kyle. And then it's kind of like, well, is this because of your feelings of West or what?
Well,
Do you
that's
feel
why
that way?
I was shocked, honestly. I mean, I guess even from the reunion teasers, like, I'm shocked by the attitude that she's taken
Hmm.
for responding to all of these things. And I'm just confused as to the fact that the only time that she can defend herself is in this situation after all we've seen of her for 10 years. But I feel like what Kyle asked her in the city, kind of like the post recorded piece that they like dropped in about whether or not there was even like an emotional
Yeah.
affair, something going on, and she was really astounded that he would even suggest that there was like some sort of infidelity. Granted, I understand where she was coming from, knowing Kyle and like his actions over the course of their relationship to a
Hmm.
degree of what they've shown on TV. I feel like that's a valid question for anybody to ask
Yes.
because looking back, it's like really rough to watch. What I was thinking earlier is like when Wes did this the first time, where he dated Sierra and said that he was fine with it not being casual and then ghosted her pretty much and then made her look bad in the public eye. We all kind of excused it because Sierra slowly, like over the last 2 years, kind of let him back in, and the rest of the cast also was super close with him and has like but that's just West. And even Mia, was talking in the final episode about how likable he is. And she says she loves him at the end of the episode. And I was just wondering, like, looking back now, is it really like slimy? Is like that who he is? Is that really slimy? Like, I feel like
Hmm.
Lindsay's kind of in the reunion teasers that we've seen, like, talking about that. Like, this is what you do.
Hmm.
But he has everyone liking him, and I feel like a lot of the audience has excused his behavior, his pattern of behavior on Sierra's behalf, and now we're all like starting to realize maybe
Yeah.
this is actually a pattern.
Yeah. And I feel like it's because he is really good. Like in the show, when they're filming, like he has this personality. He is very likable. He's very personable. And like, I think he's very good at selling himself in a positive light, which is also probably why a lot of people didn't think that they were capable of doing this because they were like, oh, like one, Amanda's her best friend, and two, like Wes wouldn't screw Sierra over again now, would he? But I think he's really good at selling himself, especially like during Summer House like promo seasons. You know, if that even makes sense. Like I think that's how the audience gets fooled into it because like he shows himself in such a positive light that you have these positive associations towards him and then like you kind of let things go because you're like, oh well, once again like you said, like, oh, they're friends with him so he can't be that bad or whatever. But and I also think the cast like protects him too, like them saying like um Lindsay saying that's who you are, that's who you are. Like I'm like, well, those that's definitely things that have happened outside of Sierra. You know what I mean? Like using girls, doing this, doing that. Like they have protected him and like protected these rumors from going out there. In some capacity, like even Jesse Solomon literally was like asked somewhere on some podcast about the girlfriend, and he was like, I was under the impression that they had an agreement, which to me means he was under the impression that this girlfriend and him and West had an agreement um of like he can do whatever he wants in the
That's just
summer.
such a web of lies. Like that's where I'm like, does that not get tiring? And like, is
Hmm.
that not really scary? Like,
Hmm.
I mean, again, we only have the reunion teasers to go off of, but Jesse's crying at one point. Like,
Yeah.
I would feel so betrayed if, you're telling me lies about your girlfriend having an agreement and then finding out that that's not true. Something else that came out of Jesse's rounds on podcast was that West's text to everyone kind of said, "Oh, sorry, I've been off of social media. I didn't realize the hurt I've caused." And this goes way back to his first reunion where Paige lit into him about how he only cared about how he was perceived on the internet. And it's like, you don't know how much hurt you've put your friends, and then
Hmm.
also that like this would not be perceived well by the public. Like that social media is the only thing that's going to make you realize that.
Yeah.
That's really concerning to me.
Yeah. And once again, it just goes to show that he only cares about what people
Yeah.
think. Because even just like, even the way, like his conversation with Ben, where he's like, I just like wanted it to be casual when I first was with Sierra. And it's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Well, actually, yeah, maybe you wanted it to be casual, but you never expressed that to Sierra when Sierra said time and time and time and time again. And the fact that even 2 years later he can't even like understand that, it's like she gave you so many outs. She told you she doesn't want to be casual. She told you she wants a real relationship, and you still led her on and like said sweet nothings to her that amounted in you trying to embarrass her on the New York Times. Like it just is like you can't have your cake and eat it too. And this is what's like essentially wrong with West. Like he thinks
Yeah,
he
well,
can
then
have
he
his
comes
cake.
out and says that whole thing of like, oh, I don't want to break her heart, this and that and the other, like trying to make it seem like he's
Yeah.
a good guy. And it's like, this was literally the one thing. Like, I can't actually think of anything worse other than if it was Mia. Like,
Yeah. Literally.
if it was some random person on Bravo, then like Sierra wouldn't care. It's like we just watched her crying, telling Amanda how much she loves her, being such a
Hmm.
good friend to her, and you're gonna do this?
And you're gonna do this and literally being the catalyst. I'm sorry, but Sierra and like Mia were literally the catalyst of why she actually like got the courage to be like at the end like Kyle, I'm going to hotel. Like I'm sorry, you cannot convince me otherwise. Like I do not give a shit. Like this the whole summer they kept telling her like you can leave like even for a little bit. You can keep going to therapy. Like you don't have this doesn't mean divorce. And she finally does that, and then it's like you just throw that all away. Like I just can't think like I seriously just can't wrap my head around that. Like
I think that's why Kyle's in such like denial and why he's really pushing the like
mhm.
West is kind of preying on Amanda thing because it's like she must have been in such a bad headspace, and
Yeah.
there's no way that any sane person with that good of a friend in Sierra would make this choice.
No, never. It just makes literally like no sense. And I think, and I don't like, because I see people theories like online, people being like, she's in a psychosis, like she's in a mental, like this is not really her. And I just feel like at the end of the day, she's 34 years old. She knows her decisions. She's in this reunion preview. She's standing 10 toes down in her decision. She has no guilt. She has nothing. She does not care. And I just think like, I'm like, so where was this like kind of conniving, mean character traits of you like hiding? Like, because I know a lot of people like never liked Amanda, and I feel like the both of us are kind of the same. Like I never was the big. I just
Yeah.
didn't. I had like no opinion of her. I kind of was like kind of felt bad for her. Like I felt like she was kind of just a pushover, but I was never like obsessed with her or whatever. But I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people be like, now I can finally say that I never liked her. I always felt this evilness towards her, and I'm like, I I just never did. Like, I don't know. Like, I thought she was just like
Yeah.
a wet blanket pushover with Kyle, but I never thought she would ever
I
like,
mean, she was mean to Jules, but they were
yeah,
all mean to Jules. So it wasn't like, oh, that's
exactly.
really,
Or like people said like, oh, she was mean to Lexi last season, which is true, but they all kind of were. And I also feel like the Lexi thing last season was more so on Jesse Solomon than on anyone else. Like, I do think the girls were a little cold towards her, but I don't think it was like, I don't think it was anything that like Lindsay Hubbard hasn't done to a newbie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
this is like beyond anything I've ever seen like on Bravo. Like, even the Raquel, Ariana, Tom thing is like so much different than this because yeah, they were lying and sneaking around for whatever 6 months, but when they got caught, they were like, yeah, we've been doing this and kind of like put it all on the
Yeah.
table. These people are like,
Respect.
like these people are literally like being confronted with factual information and being like, no, well, he's just my
Well,
friend.
we all knew West is just gonna sit there and not say anything because he
No.
literally can't, and he can't defend his actions because he's got such a web of lies that he can't even begin to untangle them. And if he started to, then Amanda would probably leave, and he needs to explain everything away to her on his own because that's the only way that they're gonna stay together.
It's just I like
I'm
I
so
don't
mad
know.
that this has ruined Summer House because I feel like this show has been rejuvenated. I mean, they were saying they had some of the highest ratings like
Yeah,
before this
which
scandal
I
came out
believe.
too. And I really liked this cast. I would like to see them again. I think even if Sierra and Wes didn't end up together, that maybe they could have still had a friendship after like this last kind of round of them talking to each other. And so I feel like we could have gone on for a couple more years, like enjoying it, maybe carry some more of them into the city, but I I, I don't know.
No, I just am like I don't know. And even like seeing Amanda and Kyle like in the city promo or like whatever, not promos, in the city like pilot first episode, like her screaming at him and being like, I can't do this. Like, you're partying out, you're doing this, you're doing that. And like, I just can't do this. Like, I kind of am like, girl, I don't feel bad for you anymore. Like, I just am like, okay, if
Yeah.
you wanted to leave him, if you want to leave him and get a divorce and whatever, you should have done that shit in September. Like, you should have just done it. Just do it in August, in July. Like, I'm like, I don't really care about you guys having these issues. And also, I'm like, she never paid rent. Like, I'm really confused about their like financial
Yeah. It
situation.
sounded like tonight that he was starting to say that they never like commingled bank accounts, I guess, or like shared responsibilities, but I'm a bit confused when your husband isn't taking a paycheck from his company and
Paying
you're not
everything.
responsible for rent or anything and you're getting brand deals. That's a bit weird. So like for her to bring it up on the show was also odd. I think that the whole in the city first episode just like didn't land super well again because it's so far behind like where we are now. There's so many people. I don't care about any of them yet.
No.
I don't know if I will care about them at
Well, I
all.
will care if like any of them bring some good drama, which I can foresee some of these really well, I feel like honestly all the relationships that are
Yeah.
being shown, I'm just like, why are you guys like together? Like, why are you moving to New York? Why are you moving to a new state for a man when there is no like ring on your finger or like
But
commitment to
again, like this is
marriage?
someone that's like was on The Bachelor years and years ago and has probably been
Yeah,
surviving off of like
influencer.
influencer fame to some degree and needs a relationship and needs to be on TV to like keep up that career. So I like that's not interesting to me. Like
No.
Whitney's not interesting to me. But I really don't understand why Carl couldn't be on this season because I feel like I would have been so much more interested in like what he was doing with his bar or like the running, like stuff like that. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll bring a couple
like some
more
guest
people from Summer
appearances.
House
Yeah.
and maybe get rid of some of
I
those.
also am like curious. I am curious about the Danielle Lindsay fallout that I think obviously has been resolved at this point. But I do think that Lindsay brought up a lot of great points about how Danielle is kind of like a secret
Her
hater
biggest hater.
friend.
Wait, it's funny because I'm like pretty much never on Lindsay's side.
Yeah.
And when she brought up all those points, I was like, wait, I actually am on your side because Danielle was so brutal to her
Yeah.
for multiple seasons and like, in series of confessionals. And she was supposed to be a really good friend to her. And Danielle still felt like Lindsay like owed her that friendship, like even through when her and Carl got engaged and
Yeah.
their whole engagement and then when she was having a baby. So I actually really understood Lindsay's perspective on that and I was like, wow, we're finally agreeing for once.
Yeah, and I definitely think I remember when Lindsay and Carl got engaged and she was like so mad that she didn't tell her about it or what, or like
Yeah,
that
she threw
Carl
like a
didn't
whole
loop
fit.
her in. And it's kind of just like, okay, girl, like really? Um, and secondly, I do think it's quite hilarious that, and like, whatever, like peace and love. I love babies. It's just funny that she made that
Yes.
comment about Lindsay single momming it up. And it's like, well, you are with a man who is still legally married to somebody else, allegedly, for all intents and purposes of information I have right now.
Well, the
Like,
fact that like the first few lines of her on in the city are her defending how quickly she's moving in her relationship when the entire storyline of Carl and Lindsay's engagement was how fast they were
yeah.
moving is a bit funny to me. And like I would be really annoyed if I was Lindsay and we were supposed to be friends seeing that.
Yeah, because it's just like, girl, what? Like, you can do stuff and that's okay, but when I do it, I'm desperate or whatever. Because like honestly, like I don't really understand when people get so like even like fans of these shows that watch. Like I remember when Lindsay got pregnant and everyone was like, "What the hell is wrong with her? Like she's crazy, she's this, she's that." It's like, well, she has like the means to take care of a child regardless of like a man. So why does it matter? And same with like her and Carl, like I can understand when you're in your mid 30s why you'd want to get engaged a year into a relationship. Even if you're 25, like if you feel like you're with the love of your life, like who cares? And I just feel like Danielle's like one of those like rules for everyone else except for herself. Like she doesn't she can do whatever she wants, but like if someone else does it, she has really strong opinions. And I know she's hated a lot by like Bravo fans, and I don't really hate her. I just find her hypocritical and like it is just kind of funny, but also it goes to show how great of a reality TV star Lindsay is because she was like at the in the city premiere party the other day, like kissing
Yeah,
Danielle
I saw
Kelly and
that.
like loving on her and like being so happy for her. And I'm like, this is a girl who can like have a fight with somebody and be friends the next day. And that is why she's been on our screens for 10 years. Like she's good at this shit. And I don't think it's fake. I honestly think she's like, this is this business. And Kyle even said that like about Wes. Like he was like, he's like, I'm never gonna not film with somebody and like take away their opportunity to have money or whatever and like ruin their reputation. Like, if someone wants to film with me, I'll film with them. I'll just tell them what I think. And I feel like Lindsay's the same way, which is why they've lasted for so long and why they have this spin-off show. Um,
I am happy for them. I hope it does well. I hope I end up, really being into it. But it
Same.
wasn't like an immediate like love for
No.
me. What did you think about the duo, Kyle and Lindsay on Watch What Happens Live after In the City? I'm a bit annoyed with Lindsay because she keeps like teasing the
Yeah,
reunion, and I'm like, we know that things are going to be edited out, so just give us a little bit, like give us something to
I
hold
know.
on to.
I know. I just find it like I do think like they keep saying the reunion was really good, the reunion was really good. So I'm like, okay, it is a three-parter. So that's one thing. I don't think that's ever happened in Summer House. So I'm hoping they give us all of it. But Lindsay's like way of answering questions, like when that audience member was like, "You think Amanda is jealous of Sierra?" And she was saying yes,
She
but
was
like
saying yes,
in
yeah.
the
She didn't
most
want to start fighting Kyle.
in the like most like PC kind of way, and she just kept talking and talking and talking, and I just was like, oh my god, it was so funny. There was also something else. Kyle mentioned that because obviously in the reunion trailer we see Amanda get up off the couch and Wes just sits there, and Sierra's like, "Are you gonna go after her?" And then Lindsay's like, "You need to go after her. Like, what the hell?" And even Kyle said that he was sitting there thinking like, should I go? And like comfort her. And it was like the fact that even in the most like controversial moments, like this girl has done something that is actually really awful, hurt a lot of people. And like she's still being like, I don't even know, like looked after by Kyle. It's just so crazy to me. Like I just am like, she's lucky that Kyle is really nice. I mean, we can say a lot of things about him. He, whatever, like, yes. I mean, he did say he
He
kissed
cares a
someone,
lot.
but he cares so much about her, I feel like. And I do think he genuinely worries about her mental state. Like, which is not to say that we shouldn't worry about everyone's mental state, but I feel like because she was his wife and like they were together for 10 years, like I'm sure he's definitely seen her at like her worst and lowest. And it's just insane to me that like Amanda doesn't see that as like a red flag. The fact that you're leaving the stage crying and West isn't even thinking twice about getting up after you. And Sierra and Lindsay are the ones who are telling him to get up. And then Kyle is also the one being like, should I go?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that that was crazy. Like, I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know. And I do think fans are a little, like, I just think fans need to realize that. And I'm also in this too, where I'm just like, Kyle, like, I feel like he's always just saying, like, Amanda's been through a lot, Amanda's been through a lot, which I understand. But I'm like, we have to stop, like, infantilizing this woman because, like, she's in her, like, she knows what she's doing.
I think though, like what he was saying tonight too, is he's really still in denial about it
Mhm.
until like he saw them kissing in the reunion. Like I think that's kind of what he needs to see to realize that like this is really happening because I don't think that it seems real to him because it sounds like even in the reunion, like West obviously wasn't, you know, defending his woman, so it doesn't seem real.
No. And I don't think it's real. I honestly think that's like
Well, not one person that has been on
yeah.
Watch What Happens Live has said that they're gonna last.
Like I'm just
So
even like when they brought up like she's gonna go visit his family, like I'm just like, okay.
yeah,
And
I
I
mean,
feel like
Kyle's
I
like
don't believe
everyone's
any
visited his
yeah,
family.
it sounds like he brings everyone to his family. It sounds like he doesn't care. Like he does not have like he does not I don't know, like nothing seems sacred to him, I feel like. Like whereas normal people like will be like, "Oh, I'll let my boyfriend or like whoever I'm seeing like meet my family when there's a commitment there, whether that is literally being boyfriend and girlfriend or like being engaged or whatever." But it's like it's not like you bring your like you don't bring some guy to like your family's home to be like, "Oh, I'm just dating him." It's kind of just like especially at like your grown ass age
He
like
just doesn't learn. Like
no.
he just doesn't learn. It's the same playbook, different person,
And I
same
wonder
group.
this is like my last thing is like I wonder if he's staying with Amanda because this whole thing has kind of exposed what kind of person West is. And I feel like he needs to wait for people to like forget or something or like something else
Yeah.
to happen to like try and get out of it.
Well, how are any of these people going to film with him the way that they filmed with him and the way that they've talked to him for 3 years now after this has happened? Like, there's just so many people that he has
Yeah.
to win back over that the only, I think, potential way to do that is to make it seem like what he and Amanda has is real. Good luck.
No. I do wonder like what's gonna happen with the summer house. I mean, it is renewed for season 11, but like
Yeah.
I'm just like who's gonna come back? Like I feel like the original plan, especially with how the finale ended, was that Kyle, Lindsay, and Carl and Amanda were going to go to in the city or whatever. Like just they're done.
Yeah.
Maybe pop in here and there, and the core is gonna be Sierra West, KJ, Bailey, Mia. But now it's like Sierra and West and KJ and Jesse. Like these people do not. No one likes West. So it's also just
I
like
mean, and Bailey and Levi and Dara have some sort of beef between them. So I don't know. I mean, that's good for TV, but like, I don't know how this is all going to work out.
same. And I also was listening to Real Moms of Bravo, and they said that have you seen the stuff about the what's that place, the Ozarks Summer House Ozark?
Yes, yes.
That like that was that thing is that show's not happening anymore, but it was fully going to happen. and apparently Wes was going to have executive producer credit. Like
Yeah.
they were going to center that show around him. And I'm like, well, you clearly pissed someone off at Bravo because who the hell, like, no one's going to want to watch that because
It
no
has
one
your
wants to
name
watch
on it. Yeah.
it right now. But I just wondered if they're even gonna, I don't know, like, who are they gonna ask back? And is Sierra one? I don't know. Like, I want Sierra back because I want her to be like,
This is her show.
this is my fucking show, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I also would understand if she doesn't want to come back. But I kind of am like, there will be no, like, sort of, I don't know, like, closure for, I guess it depends how the reunion goes. Cause I'm like, if there's no audience closure, like, people, are we gonna go into season 11 and, like, KJ and them are still there and they're gonna be, like, talking about what happened last summer? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's gonna be weird.
Or just move on. Like, it's going
Yeah.
to be weird either way. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what they do for season 11, and maybe we'll get an idea of who's coming back at the reunion, but
Do you
probably not.
think? I do think though. One, I kept seeing one. I keep saying one last comment, but um, I feel like Kyle kind of hinted that he's filming with Westland next week when he said that.
Yeah,
So do you think that's for Summer House? It has to be, right?
maybe. Yeah. I
Because
guess it could be.
he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a conversation with him next week. And then Lindsay being like, I talked to Amanda last week. I'm like, were all these conversations filmed? Because I want them to be filmed. Like,
Yeah, I don't care if it's like iPhone footage.
no, like I'm like, I need a camera because I do think he was kind of hinting at that just from the way he answered that question. And Lindsay being like, wait, what? Which I do think she was kind of playing into it a little bit, but I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a conversation that Andy Cohen wants to be filmed for Bravo. So, ugh, guys, I can't wait for the reunion. Like, I'm actually so excited.
Well, we have the reunion part one next Tuesday, so we'll definitely be talking about that, not this coming week, but the following week. And if you want to hear our latest thoughts on everything going on and the reunion, make sure that you're following us at First in Line Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We're now on Threads, so find us
Yeah.
on Threads as well. And then make sure that you're subscribed on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, subscribe everywhere. Please leave comments, likes, shares, post anything. We'll take it.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on First in Line.